Hi guys, it's Kelly here from spiritualawakeningsigns.com, your guide to the spiritual awakening process. And today we're doing a video on karma. So we're going to be covering how to clear bad karma, how to use it to harness that positive energy in your life instead, and also just teaching you everything that you really need to know about karma so that you can really use it to your benefit, which is the most important thing. So as we get into some of the info today, I'm going to break it all down for you. You can ask some questions if there's anything that you don't understand or would like to ask about karma. Just pop it in the comments box below and I'm happy to cover that for you. I'm also excited to announce that this month's new meditation, the Karma Cleanse, is available for the next week. It's only available for 7 days, but it's going to help you to cleanse and clear any karmic baggage in your energy system. It's going to help you let go of the past, and it's also going to help you harness that positive energy so that you're creating a new point of attraction in the law of attraction and bringing those good things into your life instead. It does some really cool stuff. I want to access all that soul's wisdom that we've got from the learning, and we'll be talking a little bit about that in the video, so I'll give you some more details at the end. So feel free to say hello, tell me who you are, where you come from. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll get into some of this interesting content. So to start with today, like I said, we're talking about karma. So let's start with the basics. Let's start with, what is karma? What does it actually mean? Well, karma, as you probably know, originates from Buddhism, and it literally translates to the word action. It's all about action. It's about the natural law of cause and effect, and the balance that we experience in our universe. So it's much like the laws of gravity or nature. You don't need to believe in them for them to be used to your benefit. They just are. They just exist. It's just a reality of this particular realm. And you're probably familiar with the term karma because we use it a lot, particularly in the spiritual spheres. And it's not necessary for you to follow Buddhism in any way, shape or form, or any other type of faith to be able to really utilise the benefits of karma in a positive way. Karma's all about balancing the sum of your past actions from your lifetime currently and your previous lifetimes, and that kind of determines your fate. It determines whether you're drawing positive or negative experiences into your life, positive and negative people and situations into your life. It's going to determine all of that. So we're going to break it down, but to put it really simply, you'll have heard probably your mum saying this as you grew up. I know mine did. What goes around comes around, and you hear people say it all the time. That is karma boiled down into its essence. What goes around, it comes around. So really easy to understand. So like I said, it's the law of cause and effect, but it's also a really powerful learning tool for us here on the earth plane, because although we don't want to admit it, pain is one of the greatest teachers that is available to us here. Pain absolutely imprints, pain really impacts, and it even tells us as little kids, you know, we recognise from coming too close to a burning flame that hurts, that burns. There is an effect to the action that we just took, and so we learn to avoid these things. We learn from that process, and it helps us avoid those potential dangers in future. Well, karma works in a pretty similar way by constantly showing us the results of our actions through our life experience, and you know, it can just it's actually, there's another point I wanted to make. Contrary to common beliefs, it's not an instant feedback loop. So a lot of people think that karma works that, you know, if you do something bad, immediately something bad will happen back to you. That's not really the full story. So I don't want you to get the wrong idea, and I definitely don't want you to be living in fear, because there's no need to do that with karma. It's a positive, natural thing. Sometimes that feedback energy kind of accumulates, and it becomes stagnant in our auric field, and it causes us to feel stuck in our lives, or maybe we're prone to bad luck. Maybe we're experiencing the same type of repetitive patterns in our lives. You know, the same type of people keep showing up, and it's like, this thing's happened to me again. Why is this happening? Well, it's these things are cycling around. That's karma right there. It's cycling around, getting you to resolve the initial issue, getting you to learn the lesson so that you can move on. So it's important that you know it's not always an instant loop. These things can happen over a span of lifetimes. It's not always, this for that in the moment. So it's important to break that down. So I just want to say a quick hello to Jasmine, who's joined us today. She says she's ready for a karmic lesson over in Southern California. Glad to know you're in Southern California. I'm sure it's a lot more comfortable out there than it is here in Scotland today. It's very frosty. But we're getting on with the work anyway. So thanks for watching. So the next thing that always comes up when we talk about karma, people always start to get worried and they say, but I'm not a saint. Should I be worried? I've made mistakes in my life. I've done things where I've hurt people. I didn't mean to hurt anyone, or sometimes we're just a bit absent-minded. And people start to get worried that they're going to be punished for the mistakes. The first thing I want to tell you is there's no need to worry. There is no need to worry at all. What you need to understand is you are creating karma in every single moment, in every single interaction of your daily life. Whether you're taking actions, whether you're taking inaction, that has effects as well. And so is everyone else. So if you can imagine the unbelievable undulating mass of all the different weaves of overlapping and intertwining karma that everyone is creating 24/7 throughout their entire lives and all their past lives, it's a massive tapestry and it's pretty messy. So what you need to understand is that it is literally impossible to live perfectly and to only create good karma, or to not create any karma at all. It's a physical impossibility, and in fact it would defeat the very purpose that you came here to the earth plane for, because we came here to learn, we came here to make mistakes, and the universe knows that. It doesn't expect you to be perfect, it just wants you to experience. So the universe knows that you're here to learn, and it doesn't need for you to be a saint in any way, shape or form, but it ensures that there is perfect balance in the universe and a fuller learning experience for us as we're learning our lessons, because it makes sure that we understand, that we learn compassion for others and for ourselves, and experience is the way that we really do that. Sometimes it takes us the opportunity to walk a little bit in someone else's shoes, to really soften, to understand, and to ultimately forgive, or to have compassion for someone, to recognise something in them that also exists in us. That's what karma does. It kind of sets a level playing field where it makes us all the same. Doesn't matter if you have more money, doesn't matter if you have studied more, doesn't matter whatever your life conditions are. It's kind of no one's special and everyone's special. It's just this level playing field of there's going to be perfect balance no matter what happens. So you don't need to be Mother Teresa, which I know we probably all feel like we would like to be sometimes, but you don't need to do that in order to cultivate this positive force, this energy. You just need to be true to you. That's the only important thing. You need to be true to you. So just by focusing on good vibes and trying to live with some consideration for the other living beings around you, trying to focus on kindness where you can align with those higher frequencies, and you're going to live a happier life. Okay, that's all it takes to tip the balance just that little bit. So we're going to move on to some more info, and I just want to say hi to Andrea, who is from Washington. Very cool. So thanks for joining us a lot today, really appreciate it, and I hope you're enjoying the video. Feel free to ask any questions that you like, guys, to do with karma, any concerns that you've got, or any little wonders. There are no silly questions, just pop them in the comments box and I'll get to them at the end. Okay, the next question people always ask is karma good or bad? There's always like this black and white, because we are ultimately in duality here on earth. We can't understand the grey areas. It's either all good or it's all bad. But in truth, karma is neither. It is really a meaning of balance. Karma means balance, so it isn't good and it isn't bad. It's just a balancing of energies. That's all it means. So for example, if you've conducted different behaviours that have negatively impacted another being, essentially you're going to draw a similar experience into your life so that you can understand the cause of that behaviour and the impact of those actions. You can understand it because you're getting to experience both sides of that situation, if you will. But what I also want to bring up, that we'll be covering in this month's meditation, the karma cleanse, is that it's not always a this for that situation. People really think that, you know, if you hurt someone and you didn't mean to, that, you know, if someone cheats on you, let's say, or you cheat on someone, that's exactly what's going to happen back to you. You steal money, someone's going to steal for you. It's not always as simple as that. It's about energy. It's about balance. So don't always look for the very specific thing that you feel you've done wrong or you're feeling upset over, that it's going to happen in the same way, because it's not a punishment thing. And that's what I really want to break down for you. It's really just a matter of considering it as two polarities. You've got the positive and you've got the negative karma. Positive karma is things like speaking positive words, holding a healthy mindset, being generous, kind, caring to others and yourself. This includes yourself. This is what people don't think of. The karma affects you. It always comes back to you. You can only really hurt yourself in a sense. So it's all about positive karma, putting out positive vibes. Now that doesn't mean that we don't react to things. That doesn't mean that we don't express our emotions. It just means that we try to focus where possible on thinking more positively, keeping our energy in a positive state where we can. And then we've got the negative karma, which of course is just the opposite. Speaking negative words, holding a pessimistic mindset, and being negligent or hurtful, abusive to others or yourself. It includes yourself. Really, really important. You need to be kind to you too. So in order for you to really harness karma in the most beneficial way possible, you want to focus on creating more of the positive energy in your life rather than the negative. It's very, very simple. It's not complicated at all. It's just like, you know, you're the creator of your own universe. And karma teaches us that we can be the creators of our own happiness as well. Because the more we try to realign with the positive, even though we can't always only be in that energy, because you just can't down here on earth, there's duality in everything. If we can just focus to be in that energy a little bit more, we're going to tip the scales, tip that balance in our favour, and kind of bring much more positivity into our lives and feel more balanced as a result, feel more happy. It's important to note that you're never going to be perfect, right? I don't say that to hurt you, it's just the truth. Nobody is perfect. And this balancing of karma is a continual practice in your life. It's never going to be perfect. You'll never only have positive karma. That just doesn't work down here. So it's about the balance of both of those polarities that is the important thing. That's the natural law. But we just want to try and resonate with that higher vibrational frequency when we can, just to tip those scales a little bit in our favour so that things are more aligned with the good things in life, because that's really what we want. But the next point I want to make is that karma really benefits our spiritual growth. It's a very, very valuable tool in learning and growing as a soul, because karma is a continual feedback loop from the universe that guides us. It shows us the results of our actions and shows us the law of cause and effect in everything that we do. So by helping us to understand our own actions, we start to become a lot more aware, we become more wise, we become more compassionate to others. And karma really brings us to that full self-awareness. It's so that we can live with as much kindness as possible to ourselves as well as others. And it teaches us to be really, really responsible. It's ultimately the pathway to embodying that higher kind of ancient ascended master aspect of yourself. And it's only through really being fully aware of what you're doing, developing a deep care for how you affect others, and being experienced enough to recognise the impact that our actions have, that we actually reach that full maturity of the soul, and you find self-control, you find centeredness, you find awareness and wisdom. And that's really when you're bringing it all together. That's really what ascension is all about, and karma is doing that for us 24/7. It's teaching us all the time, and we're always aiming to grow towards that goal of absolute self-awareness, absolute self-control, and will help our souls to get there a lot more quickly if we actively look for and use the feedback that karma is giving us all the time. It's reflecting back to us all the time. So another thing I want to bring up is how fast is karma created, because like I mentioned earlier, people tend to look at it as if, you know, if you do something bad within the next day or within the next 5 minutes, something happens back to you and it's like, aha, karma got you. You know, karma isn't your enemy. It's not here to punish you. Karma actually doesn't really care whether it's good or bad, whether what you've done. It's just about maintaining balance, okay? It's not picking you out, it's not singling you out, it's not trying to give you bad luck. It's just, it just is. So you need to consider it that karma also means lessons. Think of that word all the time when you think of karma. It's about lessons. And sometimes our lessons can't all be learned in this one lifetime alone. They might be spread out over many lifetimes. And a lot of the experiences we're having right now could be the result of past life karma and lessons from the past that still need to be acknowledged and learned, and all the wisdom gained from that. And a lot of people are afraid that they've done something terrible in a past life and that's causing suffering from them now, or that they're being punished for the actions that they made in the past. But I have to say, personally, through years of working with lots of different clients and clearing karma with them, what I have found is that it's actually almost always due to unresolved emotions, unreleased emotions. So things like trauma, anger, guilt, fear, sadness. It's those emotions, feelings and thoughts that actually we hold on to within ourselves. We won't let go of them. And that's what really creates the karmic baggage. That's where I feel I have a slightly different perspective on karma from the mainstream. Yes, it's about how you treat others, and yes, it's about how others treat you, but it's also about what you're carrying as a soul that you can't let go of. And it could be something from this lifetime, it could be something from past lifetimes, but it seems to accumulate like this really heavy baggage. And it's the unwillingness on some level of us to be able to let go of the pain, the sadness, the anger, the hurt, the unforgiveness that really holds that energy to us. And it's like baggage. I've felt it in people's energy. It's a ton weight of baggage and it feels really heavy. It's like a depression of the soul, all this extra weight. And what we really need to do is to heal and release that and let go. This is what I mean by, when I was talking earlier about karma, is really only about you against you. You know, if you're carrying old emotions, you might not even intend to carry old unresolved emotions. Most of us don't, it's unconscious. Carrying that is the thing that causes the burden. It's you are the creator of your own universe, and in that sense, sometimes we need some healing or some clearing to really start to shift that out of our space. And what I find is that when you actually do clear that, that's when all the shifts happen. Because generally what happens is when you have all that karma and you're carrying that in your system, so think of all those old emotions, maybe from past lives that you don't even know about. You know, feelings that someone has wronged you. Maybe you wanted revenge. Maybe you were traumatized from the way that you died in a past life. Maybe you've had pain in this lifetime that you've not been able to let go of. Resentments, rejections, regrets. You know, these are the R's that always kind of come after us. These are the things that cause the weight in our systems. And when you're carrying them lifetime after lifetime, you need to think about them sending out a vibration that is the law of attraction. So another law at play. We've got karma going on and we've got the law of attraction. So all these things are sitting in your energy field and they are sending out a frequency that draws to you like for like. So any of those past experiences in this life or the past that you are unable to let go of are still in your field. They're still sending out signals. They're still drawing things, people and situations into your life. So when you get to that type of space, what's really happening is that your karma is creating your life experience. So that's what we talk about, you know, karma really being able to draw negative things into your life. It's not necessarily that you're going to be punished for anything that you've done. It's that you're carrying the weight of the world with you and it is sending out a vibration that has become your point of attraction. And that's when you tend to get these cyclical situations in life where you're like, you know, that's funny, he's just like an ex-partner of mine. Or that's really weird, she's very like a boss that I had before that really treated me cruelly or who was unkind to me. Situations show back up and it's like, isn't that strange, that keeps happening to me? It's karma. It's the energy that you're carrying in the soul sending out a vibration and the universe is feeding back to you in real time. It's giving you back like for like what you're carrying and sending out in your vibration. And it doesn't matter if you change your thoughts, you know, it doesn't matter if you just say, yeah, but I'm going to put something positive out. That negative energy really has a powerful hold, and it's sending out a beam of connection all the time and drawing these things to you. So you need to be really mindful of that with karma. It's more about clearing out the soul so that you're in a nice clear space to move forward. That's the most important thing. So it's important that you know that you can clear karma simply, easily. You can clear karma. It's about processing these old emotions and all those old experiences. Some of them you'll know about in this lifetime. Some will be from past lifetimes and won't necessarily be that conscious. But what you need to try to do is start to be really willing to look at your past. Be willing to be open to accepting any perceived mistakes that you might have made, any choices that you've made that you feel maybe don't align with who you truly are or what your belief systems are and the direction that that's led you in before, and use that. Know that you are always learning, you're always growing, you're always moving towards creating more compassion, understanding, forgiveness in yourself. And you know, having these experiences is the thing that realigns you with that, even if it's painful. So what you really need to focus on doing is looking at these experiences in your life and trying to do it without judgment, which is not easy, but trying to do it without judgment and just having a little look at things and trying to treat yourself with gentle compassion and treat others with gentle compassion. It doesn't mean that you have to say that what someone did to you was okay, but what you can do is come to terms with it in a place where you say, okay, well, I'm not going to accept that behaviour, but it happened and I accept that it happened. I'll learn from it and I'll move on. That's the type of energy you want to be in, and really allowing karma to do the work for you, to help bring these things to your awareness. And the more that you do that, the less that these repetitive patterns will show up in your life, because you're working on them, you're dealing with them, you're clearing them. The universe has no need to keep throwing them in your face in real time, because you're starting to really work with them. And that's what's going to lead you into a much brighter future, when you start really working on the stuff that's in your psyche and the stuff that's in your soul that's calling to be healed and released. And you need to think of karma as not a negative punishing God, because a lot of people really think of it that way. That's not really the case. It's actually a spirit guide. It's a spirit guide that you can use to lead you through life and direct you on your own moral compass of what's right in your heart and what's right for you. It's always leading you towards your best life if you just look at what it's showing you in every moment. So I'm going to go into what you can do if you want some help with that. I'm going to answer some questions just now, and I'll also cover some details of this month's meditation that's all about clearing karma. It's really fun and exciting, so I'm looking forward to that. So let's have a check and see what questions we've got. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments box and I'll take a few minutes to answer them now. Like I said before, there are no silly questions, just ask whatever you'd like to do with karma. So Jasmine says, if we do slide into the negative energetic side when we're getting triggered, which is very difficult to understand, and we're able to rebalance by saying sorry perhaps, or just begin to recognise our triggered reactions and start working on ourselves in those areas, absolutely, right, you're getting a good hand on this. So you've actually answered your own question, Jasmine. You're really connected with this. So absolutely, what you need to look at is, first of all, if you're getting triggered, why are you getting triggered? Always be asking yourself questions. Okay, so something's come up in my life and it's triggering me. Why am I getting triggered? And start to look at, okay, so I'm getting triggered. Like, why am I getting triggered? What is it about that that's triggering me? How is that like something that's happened to me before? And then you're going to be able to look and go, right, okay. So that's that thing that happened in a past relationship, or that's that thing that happened when I was a child. And that's the assumption that I came to, and that's the faulty belief that I made. You can start to kind of unpick all of it. So it's always about taking responsibility. Karma is about taking responsibility when you learn your lessons. So if there's something that you've done that you feel is out of alignment with your value system, absolutely, you can apologise to the person. You can even put, your thoughts out to the universe. Do what you need to do to rectify any actions that you've created. Try to at least clean up the mess if you've made a mistake, and we all make mistakes all the time. So do what you can to clear things up when you make a mistake. Apologise when you need to apologise, but be gentle with yourself as well, and just look at it and say, okay, how did this go? What is the pattern here? Every time I do this, this is the end result. What can I do to get ahead of that? What could I do differently next time? And start to almost make a little plan so that you're guiding yourself in a different direction. And on the other side of that, also, you want to start working on yourself. So like I said, picking those little things apart, investigating, you know, every time this happens, I get into this mindset, and this is what I do, and this is how I behave, and this is how I spiral out of control and get really emotional. Why do I do that? What am I trying to do? Why is that like something that happened to me before? And, you know, trying to understand the patterns that your system's playing out, because it's very much a spiritual experience, but there's also a lot of programmed childhood issues and a lot of conditioned responses that we have grown into. And it's just about being aware of those so that you can start to kind of pick them apart and say, do you know, I think I'll maybe do this differently next time. Next time, instead of doing this, this and this, I'm going to take myself off, I'm going to calm myself down, or I'm going to, you know, conduct myself differently when I deal with that, or I'm going to, you know, treat that animal more kindly, I'm going to water that plant, I'm going to not trample on the flowers, of whatever it is. It's different for all of us, but it's just about kind of aligning yourself with that. That was a great question, and you absolutely answered it yourself, Jasmine. I think you've really got this karma thing. So I'll give a few minutes in case anyone else has any other questions they would like to ask. Like I said, no silly questions, anything you want to ask at all, I'm more than happy to help. And yes, so this month's meditation is the karma cleanse, which I'm pretty excited about, because clearing karma is a really big deal, and it's a large part of changing your point of attraction, the things that happen in your life, the patterns that show up over and over again, even the relationships. You know, you might find that the same relationship, the same person keeps popping up, or you might also find that you have a string of partners one after the other, and you're like, they're all kind of the same. You know, there's something the same about them. And when you start to recognise that, it can be a bit freaky. It's like, what is this? Your soul's trying to work something out, and that karmic baggage is keeping you in a space where you keep attracting the same person, you keep attracting the same situations and experiences over and over again. So this month's meditation is called the Karma Cleanse, and it's all about clearing karmic baggage, letting go of your past, and helping you to access your soul's wisdom. So the part of you that has learned all the knowledge and the learning from your past life experiences and this current life experience, and really drawing the wisdom out of that and letting go of all the pain, all the karma that you're carrying with you, the burden of the soul, we call it. So the Karma Cleanse is it's going to help you to clear the karmic baggage of your soul for all lifetimes. That's what's particularly special about this. We're not just clearing a bit of karma in this current life. The healing is getting sent through every single past life, on all levels, on all planes that you've ever experienced, and clearing the karmic baggage that's resulted from that. It's going to clear the karmic baggage while still keeping all the lessons that you've learned. So all that knowledge is getting recouped, and you're letting go of the pain, which helps you to really assimilate it much better. We're going to heal fears of fault, guilt, blame, and we're going to integrate forgiveness, because for a lot of us, the reason that we get stuck in karma is the fact that we are unable to let go of it, because we've got this faulty belief system that we're going to be punished, we're going to get into trouble, that it's all going to be all our fault, and that really keeps us in a space where we're unwilling to accept the wisdom that we can gain from the experiences that we've had. It kind of gets stuck mid-process. So we're letting some of that go and bringing some healing there. Clearing karmic debt that you owe to other people. So there might be things that have happened in past lives. You feel you owe someone a debt. I tend to find that this is an outdated belief system. It doesn't happen so much currently now, but I think it was an old perspective of a way that we've lived, you know, in ancient times, that you know, you owe people a debt if you've been through a trauma or experience with them in past lives. So we're actually clearing that out so that the debt is cancelled and completed, and it's done with love and compassion for everybody involved, no matter what the circumstances were. We're also going to dissolve drama, all the programs of drama and the learning that we do through what I call the perpetrator-victim template. So for a lot of us, we slip into these templates and we go through lifetime after lifetime with our soul group, and we say, okay, this time you be the perpetrator and I'll be the victim, and let's see how that goes. And you have a lifetime and you go through some trauma and there's all this pain, and you come out and it's like, okay, we'll switch places, right? I'll be the perpetrator, you be the victim. And we kind of get stuck in these cycles because what happens is we end up identifying too much with the parts that we've played, kind of like actors. Doesn't take away from the pain that we can be in down here, because there can be a lot of pain and it can be really hurtful. But what we're really looking to do with this meditation is clear that as a template for learning, so that you don't have to be in any of those roles in order to learn your lessons. That's helping you to remove yourself from that energy, which is really powerful. We're also going to release the 3 R's: resentment, rejection and revenge. Revenge is a big one from past lives that holds karma in place, because a lot of us were vengeful. It was a completely different time. We were in a totally different energy and different mindsets too. And a lot of that really holds things in place again, keeping things stuck where you can't quite let go, you can't quite move on, because there's all this kind of resentment, or there's hurt, there's pain there, or there's a need to level the playing fields, to level the score. We're clearing that out and just saying it's okay, it's done, let's just clear it out. And we're also going to cancel a lot of outdated oaths, vows, commitments, promises that we've made to past life relationships. So we're really talking about, maybe you've been married in a past life. People make promises to each other, and that's the karma that I find is usually the more challenging to release. It's people make promises to be with each other forever, to always find each other, to always save each other. It's a kind of you go, I go type thing. And these people show up in your life over and over again. And sometimes there's this unbelievable pull towards them because the lessons aren't finished. There's something unresolved there, or there's an oath, vow or commitment that you've made, a marriage vow, for example, that's holding really tight and is going to interfere with your current life now because it's no longer appropriate. So in that, we're going to keep all the lessons, we're going to keep all the love from those relationships and those past life experiences, but we're just going to let all the obligations and responsibilities to those people that are no longer appropriate, we're going to let it all go and let the past go. So that's really the important thing here, is letting it all go. So if you haven't done any of our energy healing meditations before, you need to think of it a little bit like a cross between an energy healing session with me and a relaxing guided meditation. Is kind of like a crossover between the two. It's an energy healing channeled directly from source, from a collection of high vibrational guides that I work with, who are absolutely dedicated to helping us to move through our awakening process and really come to completion on that as much as we can, to step into our purpose. They're helping us all the time, and they know to adjust and tailor this energy very specifically for you. So it's not just a one size fits all. I'm channeling this energy, but they are working with you to adjust things to make sure that everything's appropriate for where the levels you're at right now. And it's also a calm and relaxing meditation that is completed regardless of distance or time in about 20 minutes. We can all spare 20 minutes for some karma clearing. It's a big deal. So like I said, it's available just for 1 week. It closes on Friday the 6th of December. If you get it before Sunday, you'll get it at the early bird pricing. So you can still catch that. And if you want to try out a free mini meditation with some of the energy healing downloads in it, you can go to the page. I'll pop the link below, and you can have a little look under curriculum. You'll see it says preview. You just click that. You don't need to sign up. You just get some energy healing downloads and see if you like it, see how it feels. So that's us all done for now. Hope you enjoyed this video. Even if you're watching later and it's not on the live broadcast, still ask your questions. I'm more than happy to help. And thanks so much for watching. Have a good day.